What's up, guys? Thank you for coming back and watching another video. I'm doing a video every day, so if you haven't hit that subscribe button, hit that subscribe button. And enough about that. Let's talk about chatterbaits. This is the best fishing lure invented in the last 20 years, and I don't think there's anything even close. I mean, there's really nothing that rivals a chatterbait in the time that I've been fishing when it comes to new lures, and it's just good everywhere. Like, I come from Florida, and it was really a primary strength of mine down there, and you can just do everything with it. You know, the grass, the shallow wood, you can fish on structure, you can fish it near the surface, you can fish it on the bottom. There's so many scenarios that make a chatterbait good, and for that reason, it works everywhere, and it dominates. Like, you tidal fisheries, and like I said, Florida, and all up and down the Tennessee River, this bait has its place, and it seems like when that water gets to 55 degrees, there's not a whole lot of baits that can compete with it. I mean, it just flat out catches them, and anyone that's ever thrown it knows that, so there's no reason for me to go any further on that. Let's talk about what you're here to see in this video, and that is sound, because I haven't heard a whole lot of people talk about Chatterbait Sound. There was a video posted a few years ago, and there was like 10 different chatterbaits, and they showed underwater footage of all chatterbaits, and then they let you hear what they sounded like underwater, and they were all different. And you know, the thing that popped out to me was the head design is going to decipher what they sound like. That blade ricocheting off the head. And what was really strange to me was the loudest of all of those was the jackhammer, which just happens to be the best chatterbait. I'm not saying that's why it's the best chatterbait, because I don't think sound has that big of a factor in why it's so good. This bait is so good because of lots of reasons. First being that blade. That's one of the strongest blades, doesn't flex, helps that bait run true. The head design, it runs true, it kicks out, it has that searching action, the components are good, the eye of that hook, that's not going to open up, you're not going to throw the head and everything off the bait. You know, the blade and the head are going to stay attached, it's closed in there. That 4/0 nickel hook is awesome. Really everything about this bait, other than the price tag, is just better than every other chatterbait. So I replaced my whole box, and it's all jackhammers. That's all I throw. All I got in there. Until I watched that video on sound. That got my wheels turning. Now, sound isn't something that I focus on when I'm just out searching for fish. Sound is more of a thing when I know I'm around fish, they stop biting, and I need something to get them to fire back up. So sound to me is an attractant at sometimes, and it's a deterrent at sometimes. I figured this out by having my co-anglers either crush me, throwing the same color bait, or not catch anything behind me, and we're using two different pitch, two different types of rattle. I'll give you a scenario. Throwing a lipless crankbait, I'm on a shell bar, I know there's more than just one fish there. We catch one, get them in the net, throw them in the live well, keep throwing that same pitch. It's the one with all the little BBs. I'm not getting bit. A lot of times I will change to that one big tungsten BB, gives it a totally different pitch in the water, throw it out there, and a lot of times I can get those fish to fire back up, or whatever's there, to bite when they wouldn't with a different pitch. So hearing the chatterbaits under the water, I said, man, I got to incorporate some of those older chatterbaits that I have. This was my old favorite. That's the Tackle Warehouse Z-Man original or whatever it was, but it was the Tackle Warehouse Special Edition. And I even have one of the old school original chatterbaits. That's the Brian Thrift series before it was Z-Man. And these were going to be retired. And then I was thinking, I like that sound factor, so I started playing with this. So I'm out on Gunnersville, I'm on a shell bar, make one pass down it, catch a 5-pounder. That's all there. So man, I got to try that different pitch. So I cut that bait off, tie on one of those old school $7, what they used to cost, not sure what they cost now, Z-Man original chatterbaits, and I come back through that area, bam, another 5-pounder. Man, there's something to this. I cut that one off, make another pass, boom, another 5-pounder. And I'm really fishing this area hard. I'm sitting there, I'm making multiple casts to the same spot, and that one bait, it seemed like once I'd get one to fire on it, it would be done. But I make another pass, change colors. You know, I think I went up and down with that same bait, and I would change the pitch and give them something completely different, a completely different feel, completely different sound, and that made it fire. So when you're chatterbait fishing, yeah, color's important, blade color's important, the trailer's important. There's all these things that are important about a chatterbait, but don't discount sound. Sound to me, I think, is very underrated when it comes to chatterbait fishing. And just because you have a bunch of jackhammers now doesn't mean you can't throw some of those other chatterbaits that you've had in your box before the jackhammer got here. So give that a try, guys. Let me know how that goes. Maybe that'll work for you. And good luck out there. I'll see you on the water.